The 12th seeded NC State Wolfpack, this team coming into the ACC tournament, their big win in the entire season comes in ACC regular season play that came up against Miami, a top 25 ranked Miami, a Miami team that's in the top 3 in the ACC going into the ACC tournament. They're the number 3 seed, a team that at more than one occasion was the top team in the ACC during the regular season, going back and forth with North Carolina. So that's a big win for NC State, defeating Miami. They didn't just defeat them, they won by 16. And that is a huge win for the team, but overall only 5-13 in the ACC. Their other ACC wins besides Miami, Boston College, where they won by a point, and that's a team that did not win a game in the ACC. Wake Forest, where they split 1-1. At Pittsburgh, they won by 17. That's probably the best victory they had outside of Miami in the ACC. As well as Clemson, they defeated by 3, but they lost twice to Duke, first by 10 and then by 8 points. They lost twice to North Carolina by double digits, and they lost by 20 to Virginia. So those top teams outside of Miami, NC State not faring well against any of those teams, not doing really anything positive. So if you take away that Miami victory, you're looking at the games against Duke, the games against North Carolina, and of course the game against Virginia, and this team doesn't look that good. The Pittsburgh win is good because it was a substantial victory by 17, and as well as the Miami victory by 16, but 5-13 in the ACC, a losing record overall. Coming into the ACC tournament, the NC State team has a lot of work to do. I wouldn't put them into the NCAA tournament unless they make a run in the ACC tournament. Want to take a look at the fact that they have 4 players averaging in double figures. We're going to start with junior guard Anthony "Cat" Barber. This is a guard that in most cases has been strong throughout the ACC. Syracuse condensed him with Mike Benajay as well as Trevor Cooney at the top of the 2-3 zone, but more often than not, Anthony "Cat" Barber, 23 points a game to go with just about 5 rebounds per game as well as 4 assists per game. So Anthony "Cat" Barber, definitely not just in NC State, but throughout the entire ACC, a force to be reckoned with offensively. We also look at sophomore forward Abdul Malik Abu and his ability inside for this team, as well as freshman guard Maverick Rowan and what he's been able to do, as well as the sophomore guard twins Caleb Martin and Cody Martin. Cody Martin is 1 minute older than his brother Caleb Martin, but when you look at this team, 4 averaging in double figures, that being Anthony "Cat" Barber, Abdul Malik Abu, Maverick Rowan, and Caleb Martin. Cody Martin is outside of that, but you have a lot of talent on here. When you look at it on paper and you include junior forward BJ Anya, you look at the fact that this team on paper with the 6 players that I named for NC State should be a team that has won more games, that has done more things. Some of these guys have experience of what it takes to get somewhere in the NCAA tournament, speaking on Anthony "Cat" Barber as well as BJ Anya last season when they were playing in the Carrier Dome in the Sweet 16. So this is a team that you expect more out of than what they've been able to show you so far. BJ Anya is a Dajuan Coleman 2.0, so to speak. Dajuan Coleman getting his footing after 2 years plus of not playing basketball against anybody else on the court in a game situation. For Syracuse, he's been trying to get his groove back. I think it took him 20 games to start to feel comfortable and get some things done. BJ Anya, I call him the Dajuan Coleman 2.0 because he's that guy that's getting just about 5 points a game to go with 5 rebounds a game. Something that I can see Dajuan Coleman getting to and surpassing. So BJ Anya is kind of that guy that's a step farther than Dajuan Coleman right now, but still, BJ Anya, you need more out of a guy like him. Like I said, when you look at it on paper, this is a team that should be a force, but they haven't done enough to get into the NCAA tournament. They're going to have to turn some heads at the ACC tournament if they want to move forward. And to take a look at Mark Gottfried, he's in his 5th season. In 4 prior seasons at NC State, that has equaled 4 NCAA tournament berths. This could be the first time since he's gotten to NC State as their head coach that they would not be getting into the NCAA tournament 4 in a row. But that streak of 4 in a row may not get to 5 unless they make a huge run in this ACC tournament. They've advanced to the Sweet 16 half of those 4 times that they've gotten to the NCAA tournament under Mark Gottfried. But like I said, for NC State, they got a lot of work to do. They have a difficult matchup, and they need to find a way to get ahead. I do believe that as the number 12 seed in the ACC tournament, they are going to defeat the number 13 seeded Wake Forest, but it's going to get more and more difficult after that, and they're going to have to do some good things. because after that for NC State, they're going to be going up against a team in Duke if they're able to get that victory. And when they go up against Duke this season, as I've stated, they have lost to Duke on 2 separate occasions. So this is not the same team that went up against Duke last season. It's not the same fire. I do believe that NC State is a dark horse. I believe that they have the ability to make a run. I believe that on paper they could do so. But this is a team that I still believe, when all is said and done, they will not be at the end of the ACC tournament. If they're not there, they're not getting into the NCAA tournament.